Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. It says 30 minutes of my day. I can't promise a full 30 minutes because it's actually afternoon here. And I realized, my goodness, I haven't put up a video in a couple days. I have been trying to clean off my desk. I've done a few little tasks that I've been wanting to do. I've had running around to do for my mother's estate, which is quite what can be time consuming. So I really haven't gotten any further on. Hold on, I'm going to reach here on Mary or the Wealthy Donor. They're still in various states of disarray. But I felt like doing something yesterday that was just mindless and where you can just go through the motions without having to even think. Like fussy cutting is that way for me. Word snippet cutting, I I enjoy just word snippet cutting out of books. So I actually, in my cleaning up on my desk here, I found the back of a golden book that I had saved specifically because it was one of those backs that had the tiny little books on the back cover. They don't all have that. It's just usually the newer ones, and I usually don't purchase a newer looking little golden book unless it has these on the back, and plus that it's a very, very good price. Usually at my St. Vincent de Paul, I can get little golden books for 25 cents. So if I can find the newer ones that have these on the back cover, I really don't mind buying one for 25 cents just for the cover. I don't want 25 cents. And you can get, depending on what cover it is, because they have several different versions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got six little charms for 25 cents. And I cut them out with an X-Acto blade, and you just use your sanding block. I snip the corners to get a bit of work ahead of time done to round them so they're not pointy, and then I just sand them down. I ink the sides. I put in an eyelet, and they're just so cute. Like, how adorable is that? So I worked on these yesterday, and that was quite soothing. I enjoyed doing that. And then this morning, I did a bit more tidying, even though you wouldn't know it by looking here. This morning, I actually worked on this, and I think it's for me. Uh-oh, now I'm seeing that maybe I might have to take it apart and put it back together again. It's an altered book. So I've glued the pages together, and I love how flat I was able to get these pages. This is where you pull a lot of pages out of a book, but you glue some together so that you can do art in them. And I've never done one before, but now I'm seeing where it already is quite flimsy here, and the glue is coming out there. And I think I'm going to have to maybe give it a little bit of strength and then put this back in again, because I love that it still has this in the front. There was no date in this book. There's no year. So I have no idea how old this is, but I love that it's got this. I thought I'd do some collaging on the front, and maybe I could just make myself an art book. So I did that this morning, but now that I look at this, that's not going to take a whole lot of water or a whole lot of weight, and I wondered about that. So I may have to remove my floppy text block here. I'll put it back in, but I think I'm going to have to create a spine for it. And well, maybe we should do that now. I was going to flip through this. Do you ever get this magazine? I love this magazine. And it's one of the decadent things that I treat myself to every once in a while because it's quite expensive. Up here in Canada, this magazine goes for $17.99. So it's not cheap, but it's one of those things where I really love having the hard copy in my hand to just sit and relax and enjoy. And it's all about artists' studios. And I knew I had to have this one. I don't always treat myself to this. I don't get it every month or however frequently. I forget how many times a year they publish. Anyhow, but this one has an article on Frida Kahlo and her studio. This is the magazine where I learned about Jessie Chorley, and I follow her now. She does amazing. She's got a little shop. She does amazing needlepoint. Look at that. Isn't that? I'm tempted to use some of these collaging. Look at that beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So it's a cool magazine. If you ever spot it, grab it. There she is. I remember hearing about her when I was a teenager, hearing about Frida and about this artist who boldly embraced her unibrow and her upper lip and was obsessed with painting portraits because, of course, as you know, she said, I paint myself because I know myself best. Anyhow, fascinating woman. How cool. Yeah, I think there's a few of us, more than a few of us in this world that have a thing for the wild, determined spirit that Frida Kahlo had. So anyhow, I had to have it as soon as I knew that there was an article on Frida and her studio. And yeah, it's just, look at that. Oh, isn't that yummy? Look at all those books. Oh, anyhow, so Where Women Create, it's called. And it's a nice magazine. I love it. So yeah, you know what? How much time have I got? Maybe we should cut this open and play with it. I've got to move my phone so I can see what I didn't set my time on. Oh, I think I played with something there. It got brighter. Okay, we're at 8 minutes. Let me set my timer because we've still got time. We could do this. We can do it. Yes. All right. Hold on. Now, who's trying to get me? Okay. Hey, Google, I want to set a timer.
Okay. For how long?
22 minutes.
Okay, 22 minutes. Starting.
There we go. Let's do it. All right. Let's do it. So, knife. Which one's coming apart? This one's coming apart. Let's just... I don't want to go through the spine. Yeah, this is worth it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I like this book. I'm not even sure where I got it, but I love this because that's the little town where my parents used to live. All right, so I don't want to disturb this, but I wouldn't mind giving it a new curved spine. So, I've already got spines going on my two others. I can use this one. I think I would have liked a smaller curve, but this one will do. I'm going to go get some a file folder. So hold on. There we go. All right. So, well, I wasn't expecting to be doing this afternoon. I thought I was just going to say hi. Yeah, let's see if this will come out or if it's going to be a nuisance. Yeah, it's going to be a nuisance. Well, I can do that later. Let's make the spine. Since we're here, I need a ruler. So it needs to be 7.5. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Let's measure this one instead. 7.5 by 1 3/8. 7.5 by 1 3/8. Paper. Pencil. 1 3/8 and 7.5. Okay. All right. So 1 2 3/8 right there. Approximately. This book's just going to be for me to play in. So that's okay. 1 3/8. You know what? I didn't even measure to see if this is 7.5. I guess maybe I should find out. Oh, good. It's a little bit longer. 1 3/8. I'm going to do 3 layers. Give this a nice new spine. Okay, now how long? 7.5. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. All right, 7.5. There we go. All right. So 7.5. It just needs to be approximate because it's going to be inside, and like I said, it's just going to be for me. So I'm just going to do it that way. There we go. 3-in-1. 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. I usually like an acetone based glue when I make a spine. There we go. And one more. Then I guess I better figure out how I'm going to put the text block in. All right. Pantyhose. Take those off. So I do this part while the glue is still wet. Hair elastic on one end, and then eyeball it and make sure you've got it parallel with your doweling. This is a trusty old rolling pin. I just took the handles off because they got in the way. So I do that to hold it in place. And then I just wrap pantyhose legs around it. So usually I'll just get started and just go around like that, nice and snug. So it's just got lots of nice even pressure. Now, I'm just going to temporarily tuck this end under, but I'll show you what I do with the end in a second. I just don't want it to come loose. There we go. So that's good. You know what? That pantyhose is long enough. I really don't need the second leg today. So what I do now is I remove the elastic. Let me tell you ahead of time why I'm doing this. I've never tried an experiment to see if the elastic, if I just left it there on the end, whether it would make dents. And I'm worried, I don't want to go to all this work to make a spine, and then tomorrow when I release it, I find out that those elastics made dents in the end. So I use the elastic to hold it in place, but I secure it with the pantyhose, and then I just put it over the pantyhose like that. So this end here, I move that elastic now so that I can finish wrapping that end, because remember the elastic was holding it in place. So I just do that, and then I move the elastic over just the pantyhose and not the end of my spine, so that I don't run the risk. I don't know. Part of me thinks I should do an experiment to see, but it just takes an extra second to make sure I don't have the elastics on the actual spine. So I'm just going to put this aside. Maybe this will give us something to do next time we get together. In the meantime, let me take a look at this and figure out how I am going to approach this, because I like these end papers. And if I'm going to be collaging, I may as well just leave them in place. But this is one of those old spines where it's so dusty and mushy and falling apart that I worry that it will interfere with the glue adhering the new spine to it. You know what I mean? It's like trying to glue something to dust. You can't do it. You got to get the dust out of the way so that you've got a hard surface that will hold your glue. So this might be something that I do later, but I do rather enjoy it. It's like peeling sunburned skin. Yeah, I'm the friend that wants to peel your sunburned skin. Something about it. And you try and see how big a piece of skin you can peel off. Maybe it's my pasty white Irish skin that was constantly sunburning until they finally invented sunscreen. Sunscreen didn't exist when I was a child. So I've had many sunburns in my life, which of course now they know is not good for you. But fortunately, people don't have to get sunburns anymore if they don't want. And those of us who burn are grateful. Oh, that works. Even if I can just get some of it off, that helps. I'm so excited. My hubby brought home carrot cake. I'm so excited But I'm going to have to be strong and not get into it, or I'll never eat my dinner. It'll be full of carrot cake. And it's all Nancy's fault, because she messaged me and said she's craving carrot cake. Well, then I had to have carrot cake. Fortunately, my sweetie pie was home, and he said, well, I'll go get you a carrot cake. Woohoo! Best hubby ever. I told him he could stay another week. There. I'll get the rest later. I want to take a look at this and see what I'm going to do to get that fortified. I think I might glue. Some of this onto the back. Now these things are handy. If you ever spot them in your thrift stores, I use them all the time so that I can keep a book or a text block upright if I want to work on the spine. They're just really handy. I have a few of them here because I can usually get them for about 59 cents at my thrift store. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to put just one layer because I want it to be flexible. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see how wide I want that to be. I'm going to, that's about 1.5, but I don't want it that big. Because I just want it, I have a little bit of an overlip, is that a term? I think I'm going to go with 1.25 and leave a bit of that overlip so that it'll be more flexible. All right, so 1.25. So 1.25. There we go. So I'm just going to maybe take it to here. I like these kind of rough, gnarly looking edges. So I want this just shy of that. Where did I put, oh, there we go. There we go. All right, now, this is gauze fabric. I don't know what glue they've used. It's old. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this rather than tacky glue, just to be on the safe side. So I'm sorry my hand is in the way here. Just trust me. I'm actually going to be quite liberal because I'm new to this and my gut is telling me be quite liberal. So I'm going to. I'm hoping it gives me time to sort of play with the applying it to it so that I can get it well applied and get maybe some of this 3-in-1 to just really squeeze right into all the crevices of that gauze and even the cracks of some of these papers. That's my theory. We'll see. All right, let's put this down and move it up a bit. Let me go. There, so see how it doesn't quite come to that end, doesn't quite come to that end. And those little flexible little lips are still hanging over there. So that's good. Now I'm going to flip it over. I need some wax paper because the glue is going to be oozing out. But I just want to really well apply that. That's slid over a bit. All right, now, where's there it is. These Tim Holtz rulers, they have that metal, that smooth metal side, and I just find it really great for going in and just go in between the pages so that you can get that text block well applied to that piece of cardboard. Just give it a real good... You can use your bone folder to do this. I find that that's actually skinnier than my bone folder, the one I've got. So, works for me. I'm just doing every so, few. I probably could have just put a sheet of paper back there, but since I'm hoping to do some collaging in here. I don't know what kind of torture I will put it through. So I like to have the option. Options are good. Okay. Oh, you're quite high up. When I was gluing these pages together to create these, it was so old and wobbly that they are, I thought, oh, I'm going to get them specifically on top of each other and have them, no, this book was so old and floppy. That wasn't going to happen. All right, that, I think I want to apply a bit more pressure on it. Like that. Let's have some more. There we go. Nope, that one doesn't even fit. Okay, well, those other ones do. So, nope, that's not. Nope, that's not going to work. I think I will just keep squeezing with my hands and reminding it, oh golly, I'm shedding. My hair is the longest it's ever been in my entire life because of COVID. But I decided at the beginning of COVID, I was due for a haircut then. And I should have ran out and just got it cut, but I didn't. And then when it was too late, I decided, you know what? Let's see how long it gets. And then I'll donate it. When all this is said and done, my hair can go to a wig. And so, yeah, it's ready. I'm ready for it to be trimmed. I've had enough of it. So that one's sticking up. But it's supposed to be kind of a funky journal, isn't it? So I guess it is. That's good. All right. Now at this next part, I really can't do until tomorrow. I mean, I know I said good morning, but it actually is like 4:45 at night where I am here. I'm going to be losing daylight soon. So I'll finish playing with this while I watch the news. And then next time we get together, I will stick it in somehow. I'll think about it tonight while I'm eating my carrot cake. And then I've got myself a book to have some fun with. Oh, well, your timing is good. Thank you, Miss Google Timer. Hold on. Dismiss. Let me take a look. See? Oh, yeah, 30 minutes. All right, so there you go. I was mistaken. I thought, oh, well, I'll just check in for 10 minutes. And I did a whole 30 minutes. Yay. All right, I am going to shut down the shop right now. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to get a glass of wine. I think I've got the flash going on my... Yeah, I do. Wow, so there's probably a big shiny spot in this whole video. Oh my goodness, Catherine. Oh well, even more so, I'm going to get myself a glass of wine and I'm going to go get buried in this. Woohoo. Have a great day, everyone. We will talk soon and we will finish this together. Bye.